Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Dobie, and today I've got an amazing producer, artist, creator he goes by the name of S-X. His real name is Sam. We're gonna call him Sam. Can I call you Sam today?
Absolutely, man. That's what my mom called me. So
dope. So, he just did a piece called All Night with multi-platinum artist Trippie Redd, man. It's a nice little joint. I like it. I'm not a Trippie Redd fan normally, but you made the difference, man. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, man.
No, I appreciate it, man.
All right, man, let's just kick it off, man. Like from the inside looking out, talk to us about S-X, the producer and artist, creative.
I'll talk to you about the producer first, because that's what S-X was, was a producer first. For me, like starting in school, man, in high school when I was like 11, 12, I started playing the drums. And by the way, like I'll start like this, like S-X means Sam, but it's just the S represents Sam, then the dash separates the two letters, but the X means anything, like X marks the spot, X Factor, X Files. It can mean whatever you want, but for me, the S-X just means Sam. So you're calling me Sam even if you call me S-X. I wanted to say that back then. But, when I was like 11, I started playing the drums in school, and I was always into music. Like my brother was a DJ, and he would play like old Wu-Tang and just old like dirty Southern hip hop like UGK and things. So I was brought up around that, on top of like Fleetwood Mac and ABBA and crazy just music from years and years ago, mixed into music from like the 80s, 90s, and obviously the 2000s, where Dirty South was always, to me, that's the best version of hip hop.
Okay.
But that's just because that's all I knew, was like the 808s, the trap drums and things like the Manny Freshes and all them, back in the day. But you remember there was a game called Midnight Club Dub Edition, and the theme song for that song was a Manny Fresh beat. So I kind of was always into that, and that's how I fell in love with like Southern music. But that was because of being age 11, playing the drums. I would hear that song and be like, "Yo, those drums are crazy!" Like the hi-hats, and that's what got me into production, man. Was just being able to find out that you could make music on a laptop or a computer back then. It wasn't no laptop back then, I'll be honest. Yeah, the big brick with the huge monitor and the, but yeah, man, that's S-X, just a producer that started in his bedroom. And then eventually, when I was 17, this song, The Woo Rhythm, which was like a grime beat, that blew up and just became like the biggest grime song of almost all time. Every single artist that was big in grime music, which is a huge culture in the UK, like especially now it's much bigger, but 10 years ago it wasn't. It was very much a UK culture. But Woo Rhythm was like one of the biggest grime beats of all time, and every single like UK artist did a version of that, did a freestyle to it, and that enabled me to just start producing for everyone in the country. Like, obviously I had to put in the work to do it, but that beat there is what started S-X, man. And then, yeah, that's S-X, is just a producer,
Okay.
But then what I was going to say, that was talking about me as a producer, just I went off from that to go and produce for, Childish Gambino. He hit me up on Twitter one day, just from hearing that beat, Woo Rhythm. He hit me up, this was when he was just before his first album, Camp, came out.
Okay.
So me linked up from early. I produced on his album Because the Internet, the song with Chance the Rapper. Got a Grammy nomination off the back of that. Produced for so many people, man, like Jeezy, T.I., J. Cole.
Wow.
But also in the UK as well, with people at the time like Tiny Temper. He was a huge artist out here.
Huge. Even I know about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was popping in America too. Like, just so many people, man. Just, that was always my dream to be a producer, until it wasn't, which led me to become an artist, man, in 2017, which was much later in my career. Like I'd already had, so much success as a producer, but I don't know, I just wanted to do something different. I had a few changes in my personal life and just started doing it. It's always something I wanted to do, was elevate. Like I said, I started on the drums. Forgive me if I'm rambling, man. But
Oh, you're good, man. Take your time.
you know, I started on the drums, then went on to producing. Now I'm an artist, so I just feel like it's the S-X in 10 years might not be even, you know, making music. We never know. We never know.
Wow.
So,
So was like there a specific defining moment that made you add artists to your arsenal?
yeah, man. Like I'd always written beforehand, you know, while I'm producing in the sessions, I'd always be writing, you know, behind closed doors. I always knew I could sing too, but I never had the confidence, man. I never had it. Like I just never had it. I that's not me. I was the behind the scenes guy as a producer, but then I had a few things happen in my personal life. One of which was, excuse me, breaking up with the mother of my children. You know, I have 2 daughters. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, I broke up with her, and I just felt like life wasn't real. Like, how am I breaking up with my kid's mom? And you know, we've been together for like 8 years or something, or 6. I don't even know how long it was. But just like I wanted to do something different. So I started writing about the breakup, and then the first song I wrote, I recorded and just put it out. And I just did it. Like I didn't care if anybody thought anything. I just wanted to do it, and it organically sparked itself, me becoming an artist, you know, because that song did pretty good. And then it just led on to me doing another one, then another one, then another one. And before I know it, I've got like, I don't know, like 8 songs out, and I've got my first show booked. Really? And this was all within a year, yeah, in my hometown, man, of Wolverhampton, where I'm born and raised, so and still live here. So, but yeah, man, like we almost sold it out, and that was just what made me be like, you know what, this is me now.
Wow. So that's an amazing story, though. I mean, like to start out, like we always talk about how cool it is that American artists can get love in the UK and like blow up crazy, you know, and they can't do anything here in the States, but they get a fan base in the UK. Well, here you are starting out in the UK and catching Chance the Rapper by Twitter. And to now, you know, I mean, you got what you said, you got a Grammy nom out of that joint. And then now you got up to date here with Trippie Redd. That's a big diversity in sound right there.
It is, man.
Talk to me about that journey.
Man, like I said though, like growing up, I would listen to, you know, Fleetwood Mac, Genesis, Phil Collins, heavy on Phil Collins. He's like a huge influence to me.
Right.
Well, I had all this different like culture of music around me. Plus, growing up as a teenager in Wolverhampton, like there's like the Jamaican culture, there's the Indian culture, there's like Pakistani, loads of different cultures all in one. You know, so I feel like I'm a part of every culture, you know, within that because of growing up around it.
Okay.
My friends. And I think that's what allowed me to have a diverse respect for music, man. Just, you know, growing up around it, literally, yeah, it's a part of me. So, yeah, man.
So music is kind of like air to you, then, man. You gotta have it. You gotta have it.
The music's always playing. I mean, you know what's crazy is like it's not anymore. I found myself like I can't listen to music too much because maybe subconsciously I might start trying to make music like that, or like, which is okay, but I like to keep my own identity. And I find myself like if I have a song on repeat, like subconsciously when I'm recording or doing, I'm like, yo, that kind of sounds like that, you know? And like, so sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it, man. So I have to try to not listen to music. But what I'd say is I'm the sound guy. I'm the sound guy. Rather than the music, I'm a sound guy. Because, you know, I said this the other day to my boy, like, well, he said it to me, sorry, like anytime there's a sound, like if there's a random sound in the background, I'll pick up on that and I'll replicate it with my voice just for some reason. But like sounds just I pick up on sounds, you know, like very much. Like if you're talking, we're talking and there's a sound going on, I'm gonna start focusing on that as well. Like I can't, yeah, man, just sounds.
So would it be fair to say that like your ability to just jam out to music as a consumer has been ruined?
I wouldn't say ruined, but it's starting to feel like it's tarnishing it a little piece, yeah, man. Because yeah, Yeah, for sure. I can't deny that.
Yeah. So
That's
you find yourself like analyzing it all the time and breaking it down?
yeah, subconsciously. And that's the producer in me, you know, like even when I was a kid, like I'd get toys and take them apart and put them back together just to find out like how do you make a toy or what is it that's in there? And it's usually just spring in a little cog or something. But I'll do that with the beat. I'll be like, all right, this is number one record, but it's really just, you know, some synths and the drums. And so I use that in my music as in the logic to find out how, you know, songs were made. That was from way back. I'd listen to songs and be like, wow, they're using these in the background. I've got that sound on my computer, so why can't I make the same beat? Like, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
okay. Man, so talk to me about catching up with Trippie Redd. What was it about Trippie Redd?
I love Trippie, man. Yeah. I love his sound. I love that he makes a lot of love songs, you know. A lot of my songs are quite relationship based, or I call it relatable rather than, you know, sad songs or, you know, type of things. Just relatable stuff because they're not directly just about relationships, you know. The listener can take that into a bad day at work, you know, anything, man, missing somebody, losing someone. It's all relative, but I think Trippie does that a lot. He speaks from a pain perspective sometimes, and, you know, I feel like with a song like All Night, which is a more positive song and a feel-good song,
right.
The two of us show our brighter sides on that. So I really like that, man, you know.
Okay, yeah. All right. What's the most satisfying part for you, like, about making music as an artist this time?
Oh, well, because I produce all my own beats too.
Okay.
Yeah, the freedom, man, the freedom. You know, I just sit here, right here in this room, and it's just no force in it. You know, I don't need to go to the studio to make a song. I can just do it at home, man. I mean, I always end up taking it to the studio to finish them off, but it always starts at home and just comfort, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the vibe always. That's why I only wear shorts, man. You know, a lot of people don't know that I don't own a pair of pants or trousers, as we call it out here, but I only wear shorts for real. I don't know why, but it's just my vibe, man. Like comfort, you know, just to be freedom. So yeah, man.
But bro, it gets like mad cold out there. How are you living in shorts?
Bro, you know what? Like it's freezing out right now, but it's all in the mind, man. Like, you know how monks they train themselves to not react to pain.
Right.
In myself to not react to the cold. You feel me?
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you wear a big coat and some nice socks, you know, your legs don't actually get cold. I've found. And so yeah, man, there's some life hacks around it. Don't stay outside for too long, as well as one of them.
You know, at my age, I'm a little fragile, so I'm not taking my behind out there if I don't have to. You know?
I mean, me either, man. That's I wear shorts, but when do you see me outside? That's the question.
Yeah. How much time outside do you get? I mean, considering it as busy as you are.
Well, obviously with the lockdown, we wasn't able to go out. And there's still some regulations out here where some things are not still opened as to the full capacity that they were. Oh no, they are actually now. Like football games, you can go to them again, or soccer, as you guys call it. But
right.
Yeah, man, just I wasn't really able to go out too much through the pandemic. Well, we're still in a pandemic, I guess, but through the lockdown. But now, just with everything picking up, I don't really get to do much, man. It's just chill at home. You know, I obviously look after my kids too when I'm free, but if not, man, I'm just working. I'm in the studio or I'm traveling, doing some work. So,
man,
constant traveling in the shorts.
In the shorts. One of the greatest satisfactions has got to be the kids, though. You know, how do they relate to your music, man?
Good, man. They like it. My youngest, she's always singing my songs, especially All Night. Like she's always like, "What do you think about All Night Long?" So I love it, man. They're having kids is just like the best feeling, you know, like because they're miniature yous and you get to mold them. You know, I don't live with my kids, so when they come to me, they get to have a different experience as to at home because I'm a different person. So yeah, man, like I love being able to see that I'm rubbing off on them in certain ways, you know. And
how did they rub off on you and translate to your music, man?
they keep me grounded. That's for sure. That's how they rub off on me. They keep me, they keep my pockets empty, of course.
That's their job.
That's it. But no, they take to the music. They don't listen to it too much, I don't think. But I know it's at a point now where they do listen. Like my eldest, she has a Spotify account, so she definitely takes a look on YouTube, and they watch my videos as well. So they like it, man. I mean, all the kids in my family are fans. Like their uncle's killing it. So
yeah, I'm a real big fan of All Night. I can't sing. I don't make music. I can't sing, but I knew it was special when I heard it. I was like, okay, this is different, and I gained an appreciation for Trippie on this one. But I think that you brought out the best in him, and it related to me. Like I'm 59, so maybe everything.
Hey, you look good though.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You do wonders for my ego, young man. You do wonders for my ego. Yeah, it was like the sonics were dope. The timbre, the intonation, everything that you use to pull it together, really sent the song over the top and kind of like met me where I'm at. I'm like, man, this is freaking dope.
I feel like a lot of music that's coming out right now is quite based off the 80s. And like I said, I'm inspired by Phil Collins and so many, just like my boy Tom, who's here with me now. He's hiding down there. But we just, like, who is we listening to? Is it not Years and Years? There's just like we just banging like 80s music over the last few years and just taking influences from that. Obviously, I made All Night in 2019.
Right.
I actually wrote it with Rico Love back in Miami. So it's I've been working on this kind of like 80s sound for a minute, man. So I feel good about All Night is going to show you where the album's going, because my usual music is more trappy based, although it's all synth based. But I feel like where I'm heading with this 80s sound is, I don't really want to say 80s sound. I don't really want to say that, because there's no such thing as, because it's not that. It's just music, but
it's real music though. That's
different. What it is, man. That's I want anybody. I said that because my main objective of that was like, I want my mom to be able to listen to it and be like, oh, I fuck with this, like I like this, which she does. So obviously not in that term. My mom would never be like, oh yeah, I fuck with this. But now, I want everybody to be able to enjoy music. And the fact that you just said, that made you a new respect for Trippie as well, is like, that's my goal, is to put people onto a new sound. And also Trippie, he doesn't really have a song like that himself. So, that's why we felt like he was good for the song as well, man. And
how long did it take to put that collab together though?
Probably, it was about a week. Literally, we knew we wanted to release that song. Originally, actually, it had another artist on it, Sway Lee. It was me and him, but for whatever reason, we didn't get it out. So yeah, we were just like, look, I don't like to force things, like I don't want it to be weird. So yeah, Mam's my manager. He has a relationship with Trippie's manager. So we sent it, and legit, like the next day, it was in my inbox, man.
Wow.
I was like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, man, that was
just around and handle business. He was not joking. Okay. Okay. What's the most important thing that we should know about Sam?
The most important thing is that I'm an honest person. Yeah, man, I'm pure, so with the music, that's where it's coming from, an honest place, a pure place from my perspective of things in life. And yeah, man, that's what I'd say.
Compare for me, like, I'm a fan of grime because for me, it's kind of like underground rap, battle rap, kind of.
Definitely, man.
That I came up, like rhyme sayers and that era. I came up with that kind of. So I like grime a lot. But talk to me like the difference between the cultures there musically for hip hop specifically, like grime and the underground here.
There's not much of a difference, man. I'd say the only difference is the fact that it's American culture and English culture, but the ethos, if you want to call it that, is the same. Like it's about, you know, coming from the gutter, having nothing, and talking about the struggle, and you know, well, that's what rap is to me. You know, poetry, man, talking about your life and where we come from and what we do, and you know what we've been through. That's what to me music is about, like speaking about your feelings so that others can hear it and relate to it.
Okay.
But the cultures out here, it's just like it's raw. You know, it's very, even all of my American friends when they come out here, they're like, oh, they didn't know there's hoods out here. You know, they don't know it's just as the same as America, if not more scary at times, because you know you can't have guns in the UK. They're not legal. You know, you can't go to Walmart and buy them.
Right.
But they're out here. You know.
Right.
It's a mad place, man. Like, so that's why I'm just grateful that I never got into that side of things in that world, because that is what I was around it, you know, very much, and I'm just glad that music is what took me, because you just don't know, man. You know, you never know. Yeah, man.
What brought me into like the UK version of the battle rap was GRM Daily.
Yeah.
Grime Daily. Like, I'm a fanatic.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, they're really talking about it. You know what I mean? And the life doesn't change because the distance. You know what I mean? Across the pond it's just the same kind of struggles, same kind of pain. You know, and people developing pretty much the same way. They're just thousands of miles apart.
That's it, man. Just a different culture in terms of, you know, where we're at in the world.
So the power of hip hop is insane, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, for sure. Man, the power of music is insane, because it's a universal language, you know. We all have ears, we all hear it the same, but we all interpret it different, that's amazing to me, because even with that, like, there's some people who might not like All Night, but they might love, I don't know, the last song I dropped, Who We Are, you know. Music's for everyone. It just, which music is for you, you know. I think that's what's fun.
Yeah. You know, the best thing I like about music is, and I had to quote Bob Marley on it, it's like when the music hits you, you feel no pain.
That's it, man.
You know what I mean? You may not like every song, but when it hits you, you know, it hits you. It's like sends you to a whole different space.
And it takes the pain away, man. For real. Like you're in your own little zone, you know. That's what music is about.
I think it's really cool, you know, the way that producers and artists guide their listeners, you know what I mean, on a journey. And always in the end, for some reason, you guys like deposit us safely on the other side. No matter what it is, it's like, you know, there's always this hero moment in the conclusion, you know what I mean, that the artist presents. It's like, you know what, we're gonna make it regardless. You can't keep me down, this, that, and the third. You know, you've shared the experience, but you've not drugged the artist or the listener down. So I think that's pretty amazing skill set for artists. You know what I mean? It's dope. So man, look, you're going on tour. You got a tour, a long, extensive tour. Like all through the UK, starting on the 20th. So tomorrow, actually day for you tonight, right?
It would have been today. It was supposed to start today in Dublin, but we've rescheduled it for June now. But we only announced that like 3 days ago. You know, just with how things are happening, there's been a lot of people around me getting COVID, and we just can't risk it, man, because we have another tour coming up in February. You know, I'm going out with KSI, so I just don't want to risk it, man. And plus, my album isn't finished. I want to have, you know, the real music to play. But yeah, in June, the album will be out, and it's going to be way better that way because of how I can't announce it yet, but the way I'm going to do my tour, like, it's going to make sense, put it that way.
So would it be like an album themed tour, kind of like that? Would you say that?
Yeah. Okay. It will make sense for sure, because I don't even know the full way it's going to be yet, because I don't have my album name, but the concept is coming together every day now. So I'm just gassed for how I've never done my tours in that way, like a themed tour. I've just kind of pulled up and just done my thing, you know. I'm still kind of in the small room, so I'm not like at a point where my production's crazy, but the way I'm gonna do this is gonna be smart, man, because there's I'm not even gonna say too much, but yeah.
Well, you know what? Hopefully, you know, like, you know, the album drops in June.
Yeah.
Do we have a title yet that you could tell us, or are you holding on to that too?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even have it yet, but
oh wow, okay,
it's probably gonna come in the next few days, and then
yeah. Well, maybe we can get you back, after the album drops, and we can talk about the full body of work. That would be beautiful.
I would love that, man. Definitely.
I would absolutely love it. Yo, so tonight's show was like the only one that's canceled, or are you still doing the ones on the 21st through February?
Oh, no. So my whole tour has been rescheduled for June. Yeah. The whole thing.
Okay. Well, you got to work with the ebb and flow, and
that's man. You got to do what you got to do. It's annoying because I don't like letting my fans down. Like, for real, that's the most annoying thing, because I know what it's like to be. You've planned something. Some people even book hotels and things, but there's nothing I can do. It's out of my hands, for real. So I want to, if it's up to me, I would have done the tour during the lockdown.
Right. That would have lifted some spirits, for real. You know what I mean?
Oh man. So yeah, this tour is like 2 years. It will be 2 years pushed back, but it is what it is. We're gonna vibe.
All right. We talked about what satisfies you the most about making music. What's the most fun, bro?
The most fun?
Yeah.
Being able to just be in a different environment wherever you are. If I'm in my house, like I say, or if you can make music off a laptop, for real. Yeah. So you can go anywhere with that. In that sense, that is the most fun thing. Like, being able to, I make songs in my car sometimes, I make beats in the car, make beats at home. We might travel to London, go to a studio there. I've got a studio that I use right here that's in a farm, like super close. So just being able to take the studio to different settings and enjoy it, because if you're stuck in one spot, you don't get to see different things, that's what's the most fun for me, man. Yeah.
Do you find it more interesting to be in the studio, guide the artist through the track, or do you like to just see what they're going to send back?
Oh no, if I'm working in the studio with an artist, or always I want to be there, because there's nothing like the vibe, together. But most of the songs that I produce for people was not the case. It was always just email the beats and then just hear the song on the album. You wouldn't even get sent it first. They'd just be like, yo, they're using your beat, handle all the business side of things, and then now the songs I'll be hearing it with the listeners. So it's crazy.
I like 1 or 2 questions left. What was the most surprising part of the music business, the business part of the music business for you?
The most surprising part, like I say, I'm an honest person, so is that how bad the business can be, as in the business that people do, not getting paid. I've become a lot more business savvy to the music business now. I don't trust the damn soul, but at the beginning I was just naive, man, and just pure, and just trying to go through it, and just trying to, build friendships and understand, I didn't do it about the money, it's always been a hobby. It's always been something that I enjoy, until you realize slowly, this is my job. This is a business. I'm getting pissed off by this person because they, but then you realize that there's 3 ways to do it. There's creative side of music, there's the music business, and then there's the whole other little circle that covers every other little piece around it. But there's so much more than just making music, It's the music business, the music industry, it's the entertainment business. It's crazy, man. But when you're starting out, you don't know that, you just think, yo, I'm just chilling.
Just chilling. And you know what? A lot of times the new artists and producers don't even know what questions to ask.
Yeah, for real, man.
If you don't have a solid, knowledgeable team around you, it makes the navigating the maze, a lot more difficult. So,
and they're gonna put things in there that knowing that you ain't gonna ask it.
Right.
But at the same way, I was saying this the other day, when you get given advice, you don't always take that advice. Sometimes you have to go through it to learn it yourself, just like how that person who's giving you the advice did. So that's pretty much most of us, and I'm sure I'm speaking for me, but I rarely take the advice I'm given. You have to find out for yourself, man. That's life is to be lived, man.
That's true. Okay, last real question is what's been the funniest what the fuck moment that you've had thus far in your career?
Ooh.
Don't put nobody on blast. I just want to know the funny stuff.
No. I'm trying to think. There's a few crossing through my head. You know what? For me, man, like when I performed at the KSI and Logan Paul fight, and I realized how many like celebrities I was around, and then I realized, oh shit, I'm about to be on TV with Rick Ross and Lil Baby. Like, I was like, oh, what the fuck? You know, like
Right,
that was a what the fuck moment for real. So I was like, what the fuck is life like? I'm from Wolverhampton, in a small city in the UK. You know, like I'm not supposed to be here. That's how I felt. But there's been a few what the fuck moments, but that was the most recent one where I've been like, yo, this is mad.
So is it marinating yet? You figured it out? Look, I really belong here. I think you belong here. So you know,
I'm here to stay, man. Like, and I know where I'm destined to be, you know, for sure. So sometimes as a human, I let myself down, and I put myself down. Sorry, you know, I'm always in my head about, am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? Am I good enough? But ultimately, I do know, man, like I'm destined for this, and S-X is going to be a name that people will know, you know, for real.
I think we'll be talking about you for years, bro. I think, you know,
that's the plan, man.
You're definitely built for this. I'll be talking about you because I'm gonna be spitting about you. Like, yo, I just met this dude from the UK. S-X, man. I didn't know he's like a freaking gem, and you know, and he made a difference. He changed my perspective on an artist, and that's big. You know,
and that's crazy because you know, Trippie he has way more accolades than me, you know.
Right.
So for that, that's crazy, man. That also shows the power of music.
Yeah.
It ain't about what you have, it's what you're showing, man.
Man, is there anything you wanted to cover that I may have neglected, bro?
Man, just honestly, like, to my fans, just get ready for the album. Like, for real, I'm getting ready to drop my next single. So I ain't stopping, man. You know, I've been letting them down. I feel like I've been letting them down for a minute now, just not being able to drop music for legal reasons, and obviously just not being able to drop music properly, like touring and things. But yo, the album is coming, and it's blowing me away, man, for real. So it can only be blowing you away, I hope, you know. And I don't talk about myself like this ever, just so you know. Like, I never gas up my music, because I've never felt like I'm all the way there. But that's why it's album time, you know, debut album. I'm 4 mixtapes in already, so, and I've only been an artist since 2017, man. So I'm working, man. I'm working.
All right, man. You're doing a great job, man. Salute to you, and shout out to you for having the intestinal fortitude to like keep going, you know, even through the doubts. You know, I mean, it's difficult. You know, creatives are very sensitive to the world around them and themselves. You know what I mean? So sometimes it can short stop you. I'm glad that you kept going.
When something's destined for you, like, it's a part of your path. You just got to keep walking on that road, you know.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you might stop for a minute, but you got to keep going, man. That's it. I ain't gonna stop until I'm never gonna stop making music, man. Even when I'm 60, I'm gonna be making music, man.
That's good. That's good. All right, man. I want to thank you for the time that you spent with us. I really appreciate it. Where can we find you online, bro?
My Instagram is at S-X. Basically, it's S and then 6 X's. You know, I did that because you can't get 2 letters usernames anymore, so I can't have S-X. So may as well make it stand out, you know. But yeah, man. My Twitter is producer S-X as well. Yeah, man.
Okay, man.
Not
all right, man. Thank you so much for the time that you spent with us. I look forward to talking to you again, hopefully in June, man, after the album drops and you know, you're on tour, worn out and tired. And,
yeah. When I'm chilling, we'll have another chat, man.
All right, man. All right, everybody. The Hype Magazine live sessions, S-X. We out.